How have you been feeling about this new roughing the passer, all these roughing the passer penalties?
Well, we're just, as long as we're going down the path of being brutally honest and defending everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, dude, it's the stupidest thing on the face of the earth. It really is. Like, again, I just don't understand. Like, they make the most money. They should assume the most risk, in my opinion. The quarterback should assume the most risk. You make the most money.
that's a strong start.
I'm telling you.
The NFL wants to protect it. I get it, but come out and just be honest about it. Don't say you're protecting it because of player safety, because it's not players' safety. It's player, singular safety. You're protecting quarterbacks. That's all you're doing. And I think it changes the outcome of games when, from a defensive standpoint, you can't rattle a guy, right? I think anything malicious needs to be taken out, right? And that, you want to talk about player safety, take away, intent, inside out or outside in low blocks, right? And take away an intent, like even if a guard's pulling and we used to knife knees of guards that were pulling, right? Crackbacks, I get all that, right? Take that, the malicious out, but you take like the Jones play, you take there's so many examples of guys making great plays and then you getting punished for it. Or you look at, I've used this
tackle on Tom Brady a few weeks ago at the Atlanta game. It was
come
just
on,
the
dude.
most
And you look at
insane.
it, now they're saying like, you got pads on, right? So how are you supposed to be running full speed, tackle somebody, and be like, oh, let me gently lay you down? Like, sorry, I was never in that control of my body. I'm not that good of an athlete. So I just think you hinder the tactics of the game, right? Flashing in front of a quarterback, and you know it. Like, the more you try to we try to be in contact with the quarterback all the time. I'm bumping them on the way back. I'm talking to them. I'm letting them know like we're coming. We're going to be around them, because if I can get you to chicken wing a ball, or think you're going to get your hand hit on a helmet, or if I can look at the last play of the Green Bay Commanders game a few weeks back, right? He steps in there and makes that throw to the sideline on the out with a D lineman trying to like chicken wing him in his chest. What if that D lineman would have ran through his neck, put his helmet right underneath his chin, or had his arm up, not worrying about accidentally tapping him on the face mask getting 15 yards? Maybe that arm gets pulled back. Maybe that outcome's different. So I don't know. I just think like, malicious hits should go away, but things that happen in the act of play, by throwing a flag on how somebody puts somebody on the ground, I mean, that's ridiculous.
So you think falling your entire body weight on a quarterback is fine?
100%.
Okay. The rules are pretty ass backwards, because if you're in the pocket, you can't go low on the quarterback. As soon as the quarterback breaks the pocket, the smartest move is to go low, because if you go high, you can get a roughing the passer
100%.
call. It's a backwards deal.
And even on the one with Brady, again, that dude, it was the most, he cowboy tackled him and just rolled him over his body.
Yeah.
But he was saying he threw him too hard to the ground.
Yeah, which
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's wild.
It was basically like a rat tackle. He's doing everything right in the situation.
violent
By
sport.
being like,
I
I'm
think
not going to
people
go on top of him. I'm not going to be up top. He's around his waist and going like this and doesn't even like whiplash him.
No, as soon as he knew he was going down, they let him go.
Football didn't become popular because of the dancing in the end zone. You know what I mean? Like, it became popular because it was a violent sport.
Very violent.
And people like watching grown men collision and see the athleticism amongst that violence, right? So to take that away or try to enact that again, you can. If he tackled the running back like that, right? If he tackled the running back like that,
Totally fine.
that's fine. But because it's a quarterback, so you're saying the quarterback's a bigger wuss than everybody else, right? You're saying, I mean, that's my point of it. It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
It affects the outcome of a game. You're penalizing a guy for winning. You're penalizing a guy for tackling somebody he's already adjusted, right? He could have slammed him. He rolled him over. That right there is egregious. Like, Tom Brady should try to kick him. Look at it. He should have thrown a flag on him for kicking him. They should test the air on the ball.
oh shit, Tom's taking strays.
That's hilarious.
The thing,
If you pancake me, right? If you were to dump a defensive end,
which happened in 2016.
I have to watch the tape on that one. Let's review that. Please. 2016 it probably happened because I didn't play in 2016.
2015? Is it 2015?
Can we throw the review flag on that? I'm saying if you get dumped, right, by an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, they're not calling that. If I blow my shoulder out because what's happened to me, I got landed on by somebody, blew my AC joint out in like 08, right? And I can't remember what game it was. And it's not a penalty. So why is it that if a running back or a quarterback gets flung to the ground, all of a sudden it's 15 yards? Like, And the statistics that show, like, if you get a penalty within a drive that continues to first, like, most time it leads to a touchdown.
Right.
So you're generally affecting the score, and that's what's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was thinking about this last night when the Titans were playing the Chiefs. There were so many flags thrown on both teams. I think it was equal at the end. But it seems like every year when you sit in team meetings, they always have refs come in to practice and they say, hey, these are the new rules. This is what the point of emphasis is. And it's always like, it's their idea of trying to make the game better and safer, but it's like, there's so much more to worry about. Now you're like thinking about too much shit when you're trying to play the game.
Well, they want to also make scoring.
They have these stupid ideas in the uniform too. Like, who gives a shit how you wear your uniform? The big thing this year was you have to have your knee pads all over your knees. It's like, who fucking cares?
I want to see the stat that says that little thin piece of foam.
Yeah, good luck, ball. Good luck. And I'll tell you now. I'll let you know.
Hey, if you would have had your knee pad properly.
Yeah, it probably would have worked out just fine. It definitely wasn't. It was definitely up here. But it's just frustrating because it seems like they do these ticky-tacky things to make it seem like safety is a priority when you can do other things for safety. The helmets have gotten a whole lot better from when you started playing to the end of your career. You could see the helmets getting better.
I rocked the original Rydell the whole time.
That I saw the one I wore the same one, and it was a badass helmet, but they discontinued it in like I think 16 or 17.
The problem is they came out with a concussion-proof helmet, and then you take these dudes that are running like you got linebackers running, sub 4.4s these days, right? Low 4.4s. And you're telling this guy he has a concussion-proof helmet, and so he's going to lead with his head and just,
right.
Going to destroy himself.
Yeah, it's just fucking, the whole thing is a little frustrating. It seems like some of the pageantry of the game is being taken away.
Yeah, well, I think it just, and I don't think they realize that there's strategical things about everything, right? It's the same way, you guys used to be able to motion a tight end, from the outside.
Oh, yeah. And at the
situation snap. And get ear holed as I'm in full pass rush mode.
That happened like 2-3 times yesterday.
And guess what? They still allow that to happen. That's brutal. It wasn't Vanden Bosch. I think the Texans did it against you guys. Vanden Bosch gets flown across, takes out a D tackle's knee. And again, that's okay. But again, I'm like, all right, let it ride, because that's a heck of a way to, deter a defensive end from
coming off.
Motion a guy in, I definitely gotta recognize that.
Right.
Now. So I mean, again, at what point is it like, well, a chip block? I mean, think about it. If you haven't taken a chip block to the rib cage, it doesn't feel good. Your liver. You're like, gee, many crickets. How am I not defensive? I'm engaged with somebody else, and you're gonna attack that way. So I mean, you go down that road, and I think it's ridiculous. Everybody needs to assume the risk. Everybody's making a truckload of money. We all signed the dotted line on the contract. Nobody goes into the NFL or plays football with this idea that they're never going to get hurt. And if they do, they're full of it. They're liars. And every single one of them, that was the big, thing.
That was
If you told him before he signed a $100 million contract, you're going to get your head snapped off the turf, you're going to miss a couple games with a concussion, you still want to do this? He would say yes every single time. You're not turning down that kind of money. You're not turning down that kind of passion. And again, he probably told the guys he was good to go back. I'm not saying you don't need to look out for people. You got to remove people from themselves sometimes.
You absolutely have to do that. That's definitely a thing.
But at the same time, the assumed risk is there, and you diminish the product, in my opinion, the more you try to oversight it.
Yeah.